What's going on YouTube? It's your boy Flamesword. I'm finally bringing you the video y'all have been looking for. I've been seeing this in the comments. This has been in my Twitch stream. Now I'm finally bringing it to you all. Now I do have commands in my Twitch stream, exclamation point sense and exclamation point settings that shares my sensitivity and my button layout. But as of today, I've been playing with new settings the past week. I haven't changed them on the stream. They will be changed after this video is dropped. And before we get into the nitty gritty, I want to tell you all what controller I am using for Halo Infinite. That is the Scuff Instinct Pro with the new paddles right there in the back. Got the smart triggers. The thing is a beast. Now I have my paddle set up a specific way and I'm going to explain that at the end of the video. But I am a Scuff partner, and if you are looking to pick up a Scuff Instinct Pro or any Scuff product, if you do use my code Flamesword at the end at your checkout, you get a 5% on your entire cart. Anything in the store, you get 5% off. You help me out, I help you all out. And if you do, definitely tweet me so I can retweet it for y'all. Trying to show everyone the love, baby. But now let's get into it. Now the first thing I want you to do, and how I will be explaining this today, is for Steam. Now I do know if you do have this for the Microsoft Store, I believe you could still do the same thing. I believe Windows for controllers like the Elite and specific Microsoft controllers, you could go into your PC and just do a controller calibration with your controller because it is a Windows controller. But first and foremost, if you are on Steam, what I want you to do is I want you to go on Steam. I want you to click Steam in the top left, as I just did right there. I want you to click Settings. I want you to go down here to Controller. I want you then to go to General Controller Settings. This will pop up, Detected Controller. I want you to click on that. I want you to calibrate, and this should pop up. Now, when this pops up, I want you to make sure, you see, this is my left stick right here, and if I move it, boom, left stick. This is my right stick. Move it around, boom, right? As you can see, it's that little black circle in the middle is the dead zone. Now, on these bars, you might not have yours set to 0. You want to turn these to 0 immediately. After that, you want to click OK, exit, you're good to go. Another thing I want you all to do, this is not really controller settings, but this is hopefully to help deal with the aim assist issue that a lot of people feel that they are running into when they are playing on PC. You want to play in big picture mode if you could. It's right up here on your Steam program, and you click this sucker right here, this big thing pops up like so, and you want to play through here. But the biggest thing when playing Halo Infinite is you always want to make sure you are using your controller for everything. So right now, I don't think you have to do it this early, but I'm going to do it right now. I'm using my controller to move everything. I go to library, I go to the game, I go to play. You launch the game launches again. Everything with the controller. This pops up, you want to hit everything with your controller. Don't want to touch your keyboard, don't want to touch your mouse. Everything is handled with your controller. So this pops up. I'm hoping whatever that just was right there too didn't change my settings, because that would suck. But anyways, again, everything with the controller, right? Even if you tab out, you want to make sure when you're tabbing back in, you tab and then your controller is the first thing you touch. But anyways, going into settings, here we go. So for my controller settings, it did change everything. Okay, no, never mind. I used to play on button puncher, but I've changed a couple of things on my button puncher. So initially, what I do is I put my button layout to button puncher, and then I come all the way down to change the buttons. But before we get to the button, I will just scroll down here so you can see everything. Thumbstick layout, default, no vibe, unchecked, unchecked. Hold to crouch is checked. Hold to zoom off. Hold to sprint off. Movement assisted off. Maintain sprint on. Auto clamber on. Step jump up. Look acceleration is set to 5. This is the one y'all have been looking for. Look acceleration set to 5, because for me, ever since MCC, I've noticed that the default acceleration makes aiming not feel what Halo aiming felt like for me my entire life. And what I've realized was on MCC, in order for it to feel like every Halo I ever played before, I had to move the look acceleration to 10. And for Halo Infinite, what I do here is I move it to 5. The max, for some reason, is, in my head, just makes the aimer feel like what an aimer's supposed to feel like. Where I move it and where I look is doing what I want it to do, because it's excelling the horizontal and vertical to that number immediately. I'm playing with a legit, 8 sensitivity, X and Y. And when we look at our horizontal vertical, we got to think as an axis, right? Boom, cross. You got your Y, you got your X. I am currently playing on 8.8. At some point I will lower this, but since the game is still fairly new and I'm still trying to understand where to look and see if speed is more important than a more stationary look, if that makes any sense, a perspective of when I'm moving around, if I could see stuff better because it's moving so quickly that when I do swipe to the side, like, do I see something out of the corner of my eye because my movement is so fast that I'm able to pick up just a little bit more information. So for right now, I'm playing 8.8. At some point, I most likely will drop this down to 4.5, 5.5. My horizontal will always be less than my vertical, and the reason for that is with I want my verticality to be useful. For example, your repulsor, your grapple, any of the new power-ups, you want to be able to look up and down real quickly, as opposed to, I feel, left and right, because you might be grappling something down with the repulsor. You're going to be looking down real quick to throw, or not throw, but activate your ability, so you can jump and then activate it and you go flying in there. And that is why my vertical would always be high. Now, moving down, the zoom sensitivity didn't change anything. Here is the dead zones. Now again, if you did that controller setting in the Steam settings, and again I believe you could do it just with a normal Microsoft controller on the PC, but I do it through the Steam settings because I play the game through Steam. Also, don't forget to go through big picture mode. But now to the thumbsticks, I have my center dead zone and max input on move set to 0, and then I have axial set to 10. Now I want you all to understand what the axial dead zone really is. The axial dead zone, again, right, we have our X and our Y. In MCC, there were two different dead zone systems that you could have played with, and if you had both activated, if you had percentages on both of them, you would cause issues for your aiming, and you probably at times playing Master Chief Collection MCC felt awkward with your aimer, and this is probably why. In MCC, there was a radial and an axial dead zone. The radial dead zone would be a pure circle. It would just be a circle, and that is how your dead zone would work. So depending on the percentage, the whole circle would come, I guess, closer and closer or expand. Now the axial is dealing with our diagonal movements on our X and Y. So obviously, you know, Y, X. The percentage of your axial is basically something that is coming closer and closer this way, or further and further out this way. I believe, from what I was explained in MCC, what the axial dead zone system really was. So with that being said, I set that to 10 because I want that at a certain percentage and not the full percentage of going diagonal, if that makes sense. Like, I want it to be smooth when I look diagonally to my, you know, my bottom right corner, bottom left corner, top right corner, top left corner, whichever corner it may be, but I don't want it to be ridiculous. So I have the percentage, and this one is also the one that says reduces drift and all that. If I put this to 0 on the move, my character moves on its own, and so that is why I have it set to a dead zone. We saw that when I calibrated. Even though I put them to 0, when they were resting, they were just they were still in the black, but you could see which area they were kind of leaning towards more, and that's important for you to know as a player, because that means that's the side of your controller that's more sensitive in a sense. So for example, right, like if my stick is laying more on the top side, then I know that, like, as soon as I go up, it's going to, like, fully take off because it's already a little bit off the center. So therefore, for mine, I have it to 10 because for max input threshold, that again comes down to you. Are you a person that is really good at controlling your stick? You know what I mean? Where, like, you barely move it up, where then you would want that little bit to get to the maximum sensitivity that you wanted all the way up. So that is where you would, you know, change around your maximum input threshold. Your center dead zone, again, set it to 0 because I want that thing in the middle. I want to be able to move it directly from the middle. I don't want it to think that it's a little bit to the left, and, you know, for me to start something and in full registration, I have to first go left for it to kind of pick up. I just don't want that. I want that sucker right in the middle. Same thing for the look. Same thing that I just explained for the move. Exact same thing. And if you play with this axial when you have these other ones set to 0, you will literally feel that diagonal movement that I am talking about. So give it a try and let me know what you think. But there is a question I do pose for you all viewing as well. I do think, and I think whoever finds this out, if it is a thing, will be pretty much ahead of the curve. I believe that there may be a way with the move thumbstick that you could design with these three systems, I really think it's more of the threshold and the dead zone. But I believe with those two systems, you may be able to figure out a way that basically your strafe should always be at maximum strafe speed, because the way you are moving your Spartan get to the highest speeds right away because of the way you have the system set up. So I do think there may be something there. I've been trying to experiment every once in a while, but I haven't found anything yet. But if y'all want to take a look about it, if it makes sense in the concept that I'm talking about, definitely give it a try. Post in the comments in the future so we could give it a try ourselves, and yeah, that'd be kind of cool. But moving along, those are my dead zones, and now my buttons. Now for my back right button, I have it set to my sprint. Not that important, but kind of important, because I think hitting sprint and crouch or slide as actual buttons in this game registers better. For example, if by accident maybe you have right stick being your crouch or left stick being your crouch. If it's not set to a button, crouch and slide, I should say, more importantly, I think you don't get the full effect of the crouch slide in this game. So mine is left stick, but with the Scuff Instinct Pro, I have it set to my left paddle. Now I go between switching it from my back left and my back right one, just because I'm trying to see which one I think is more comfortable. And then the other one is my sprint, and then my back left one is my ping, which is up on the D-pad, and I'll continue showing you down here. Fire weapon is my right trigger, right bumper for use of equipment, B melee, left trigger throw a grenade, X is reload, interact, all that fun stuff, pick up a ball, objective, whatever it may be, power up. Switch weapons is my Y, holding Y will drop the weapon. I've been told that if you set this to a button, this is also better than holding Y. And the Shy Way, if you all follow him, he posted a video that he saw someone talk about the other day, which is super useful, where with the noob combo, if you do this, if you drop your noob combo after firing the noob combo, the plasma pistol, you drop and switch to your other weapon quicker than if you were to hit Y to switch to your BR to try to do the noob combo, which is you charge up your plasma pistol, shoot someone, take the shields off, switch to your BR, headshot them. So interesting thing to think about. Zoom is my right trigger in, left stick to change the levels of it. So sniper has 2 zooms, so hit one time on the right stick, it goes once. On the left stick, if I keep going in and out of it, it goes from 10 to 5x, I believe. Down is actually my so the AI scan is down. For those who don't know about the AI scan, for example, say like power weapons were picked up and now they're dropped and you don't see their symbol, but you know they're dropped around your area. If you hit this AI scan, it shoots a pulsating wave that will show you where weapons are in a certain vicinity near you. So super helpful. I don't have that set to paddle, it's just down on my D-pad, but my mark is up on the D-pad, and again I have it linked to my middle or my first left inside paddle on the Scuff Instinct scoreboard, and then vehicle stuff. I'm really looking at that, and yeah, that's that. And now we have done it just like that. Those are my settings. I hope you all enjoy the video. Definitely give them a try. Again, I do believe the way you approach the dead zones is the most important thing, and you have to be understanding of the dead zone that you have. So go into whatever calibration system that you have on your computer, off whatever program you're using to run Halo Infinite. I believe the Microsoft Store may even have their own little calibration thing. I'm sure they do. It would be insane for them not to have it. So definitely give that a look. If you want to help your boy out, again, remember I am a Scuff partner. If you do want 5% off anything from the Scuff store, definitely use the code Flamesword at checkout, man. You help me out, I help you out with a little bit of a discount. So I thank you very much. But that's gonna do it. Hope you all enjoyed the video. If you have any questions, definitely leave them down below. But as always, definitely leave that like, subscribe. I already told you to comment. So as always, this is your boy Flamesword. I'll catch y'all later. Peace.